Hello and welcome to the 4th episode of the Carweekpodcast. I'm Connor.
I'm Jared.
I'm Jack.
In this episode, we're doing some car news, talking about some new cars coming out, and having a car debate. So, Jared, if you want to kick us off with some car news.
I'd found an article that the title of it said, "Are speed limiters the best way to reduce road deaths?" And I thought, no, well, that's quite interesting to find out and see how divisive it is between people. And the EU said that by that they would like that in 2020 that they want to make speed limiters compulsory on new cars made from that year onward. And he said that like the
2020.
2022, sorry.
Oh, 2022. That's still very soon.
But they said what speed they're going to limit everyone at, yeah.
Basically, for it's like the limit, the way it's going to do it is like the way it's going to do it is all cars will be built with a sign recognition camera in the front of it, which will scan the road sign ahead. Which I think, well, a driver can see a road sign. They can slow themselves down, but who cares? They obviously think everyone's a Dillard.
To see the speed limit sign to know what.
Yeah, and then that will go up to a GPS, up to satellite for the GPS, and then it will shoot it back down to the car.
So it's like a black box, but it's actually limit.
Yeah, and then it will just go, right, that's the speed limit. I'm going to slow the car down now without you taking control of your speed.
Yeah.
But you can override it by accelerating.
So everyone's literally going to be going into, like, say they're going from like a 40 to a 30. Everyone's going to slam the brakes on.
Well, the way it was, the way it said the system's going to do it is like, I think it's meant to do it like by engine braking, so it gradually slows down.
As someone who's driven with a black box for nearly a year, I can see a million reasons why that won't work.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
And like, yeah, like there was like a thing on that which made me sort of go, right, okay, something's you're clearly not speaking to a lot of people here, from like some man at Thatcham, saying most people want to stick to the speed limit but need help understanding what the speed limit is for any particular road. These systems will help them do that.
But so you're just going down a road you've never been down before, and you think it's like, say it's a country lane, so you think it's national speed limit 60. Turns out it's actually 40. And you just go in, then you get the brake slammed straight on. It's like, it's 40 by the way.
There's so many roads that go straight from national to 30. Like literally, it will be round a corner and it's suddenly 30.
I can think of loads of just where we live. There it goes, national speed limit drops straight down to like 30.
Yeah. And it's between where I live, you go from a 40 straight into a 30 going off the dual carriageway. And that confuses black boxes, let alone this system.
So what I was thinking was, you know, in England here, we use miles per hour. So what if in an English car we had this system on our cars, and we went into, say, a European country where they use kilometres per hour? Obviously, the kilometres per hour is going to be higher than miles per hour.
Yeah.
So say you're going down a road, and it reads on there 60 kph.
Yeah.
Is your British car going to go, oh, he can do 60 in this
60
road?
miles an hour.
So where everyone's limited to 30, you can just beans it past everyone at 60. Is that how that's going to work?
Did you say it uses cameras to see the speed limit sign?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If it will see the 60 on it and be like, oh, the 60 miles per hour.
In the UK, though,
most of the signs are hidden by bushes.
50% of signs are hidden.
Or they've got a spray paint on them at the end of the day.
I can barely
Or a
see them, let alone
sticker.
a camera.
It's not going to work, is it?
It's like like with more like adding onto the camera, like just in case you happen to creep above your limiter, it's going to have an electronic chime to warn you, so it's going to have a speed chime. Everyone's going to have an AE86.
I don't know why. When you said electronic, I thought you was going to say like an electric shock through the
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
But
at the end of the day, are they actually going to get it to work? Because like I say, most...
but it has to run off a database that knows every single speed limit in the world.
Yeah, but if it's done off a camera system, most like signs, like we said, are covered. You cannot see them for some reason.
Yeah, and it's like
And sometimes you need to accelerate to get out of danger. Like
Exactly.
it's a general.
Oh yeah,
thing.
what is going to happen if someone like, say you're going past the T junction or something, you're at 30 and your speed limit's keeping you at 30, and then someone pulls out on you, and you're like nearly like halfway by, and you want to accelerate to get past.
Accelerate to save yourself.
I was gonna say, there's too many concepts. I don't see
exactly.
it actually working.
So much will happen because of situational things like accidents, and the computer can't predict that. I know, like Tesla and that they can see like an accident that's like 2 cars ahead or something. But realistically, in a real world scenario, I doubt it.
A computer is going to look at all the data that's got in front of it, but it will not be able to adjust for some real life.
For human error.
For human error. It's going to think the most logical situation happening. You're going to think, oh, that person's going to move into that lane and brake. Or that person's going to move into that lane or speed up or something, or just swerve out the way completely.
That's why, like, the percentages that they're claiming for this is just sort of makes you go, it's not really going to do that, is it, though? Like you're saying, that they claim after widespread adoption, it can potentially cut collisions by 30% and deaths on the road by 20%.
No,
but you're going to be stuck in more traffic because everyone's going to be at the same speed limit and can't go any quicker than each other.
You're going to be sat on the motorway trying to go past each other, and you're just going to be looking at each other at the same speed.
Yeah, it's
the thing
stupid.
is, what they're not taking into account, people crashing is not necessarily because of the speed. People will crash because someone will pull out on someone, or they will swerve into their lane, or
just any
it's
kind of
not
hazard.
Speed is the main issue.
It's a human thing.
It's human error of not checking their mirrors or looking where they're going.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
It's like there's some other safety features that the EU want to make compulsory at some point, which is emergency automatic braking, so the whiplash device, lane keeping assistance, and a system that prevents drivers from getting drowsy or distracted.
To just wake you up.
What is it? It's just going to spray bottle comes out of the dash. It's like, there you go, you're awake now.
It's like, it's like a lot of people are quite sort of
up and on.
Are like, do object to having this system implemented because it's sort of,
you lose control of your car.
Yeah,
you're literally going to go into another section of road. It's going to sense you're in there, and then slam your brakes on or something, and you're not in control.
The funny thing is, though, this shows how many people like this system. Most new cars up till now have the system built in, but you have to go through the effort of setting it up.
We're gonna give it to you, but you have to set it up if you want it. We're not gonna actually put it up for you.
Yeah, it's sort of like you can have it if you want to do.
I'd like to know the statistics of how many people actually have this system, but are using it. Because I bet it's a very minuscule amount.
Yeah.
Because I bet it's like just some old grandmas think, oh, this is a good safety feature for my car.
One thing I do want to say, we're all responsible car enthusiasts.
Yeah.
So if they want to, let's just say they want to do something to combat speeding problems, and obviously we've all decided that we don't think that's the best solution. What is the best solution? What do you reckon? Because I would say
just the way it is.
I was thinking, what I find is most people don't speed for the sake of going over the speed limit. Most people just drive at a comfortable speed for the road. Yeah. So maybe it's just the speed limits need to be reevaluated.
People drive at a speed comfortable for them. Like there's a few roads in where we live. Mm-hmm. They're say they're a 30, and you could easily do 40 down them or 50.
Yeah.
But they're a 30 for some weird reason.
No one on the road is straight. You can see it. There's a lot of houses directly onto the road. No street lamps, but it's 30, and it's like
really, I can be doing 50.
This could be higher, and everyone does go higher. So
yeah,
maybe they literally just need to reevaluate the speed limits to find the speed that everyone's comfortable with.
It's like with like everyone that like if they're not unfortunately limited by a black box.
Me.
When they're going down a dual carriageway, the max on there is 70 if I'm correct. Most people do 75 to 80 down there because that's like the more comfortable speed to go.
80 is a comfortable speed.
Because someone is right up the back of you trying to speed up when you're like, well, if it's 70 now, I can't go quicker.
They're not assuming all BMW drivers do that.
No, they do that at
motorways,
any speed.
Because at motorways, if I'm in my black box driving along at 70... everyone's overtaken, trying to swerve around me, literally.
You become a hazard to the road.
At like 80, 85, and when I'm driving other cars on the motorway, you just sit at 80, 85, because that's where the traffic is.
If everyone sits at a natural common speed of 80, and other people slow down just because they don't want to be caught for whatever reason, they're more likely to not crash because everyone's doing the same speed. Everyone's aware of where everyone is because you're sat at a higher speed, so you're a little bit more aware because you are at that higher speed.
And you're driving at the situation,
and you're all driving roughly the same speed at the time as well. So no one's. So I say no one's going to be like, say you're sat 70, no one's going to come past you at 80 and be a little bit unexpected by it because they're going faster.
Yeah. I think what we're getting at also is the fact that, say if the speed limit is 70 and someone's beansing it down at like 100, they're clearly speeding for the sake of speeding. But if the whole motorway is travelling at 80, 85, that's when I think the speed limit needs to be reevaluated. Because those people aren't driving for the fact of speeding. Those people are just driving at a comfortable speed that everyone
I don't
else
think
is
speed limits
at.
need to be evaluated. Hear me out when I say this. I think they need to be got rid of. Because in so many other cases, in like different things, loads of things have been, like, say weed for an example. It's been, loads of people have said it was illegal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Some places have made it legal. Obviously, you got some people who obviously smoke it now who smoked it before, but people are like, oh, it's not illegal now. It's just another thing I can do if I want to do it.
Yeah, so the options there, the
options there. So if you got rid of speed limits, people will sit at a comfortable speed for them, and it'd be like, oh, if I don't really want to sit, I don't have to go 50 down here. It's like
it's
a mentality moment.
Yeah,
that's the maximum you're going at. So
because that's like the whole logic of national speed limits here is you can do the national speed limit if you feel comfortable on the bit of road you're on.
But some roads that are national, you just don't go national. That's just
it's the country lanes when
you just sort of look at the road and go, no point going quicker than I'm going now because I'm going to end up in a bush.
Exactly. Like some people, I'll say, I won't say all people, have their own logic to think, I can sit at this speed comfortably and I will sit at this speed and not crash and I'll be fine. Whereas other people, maybe they want to be a bit slower, so they go to the end lanes. But
maybe then maybe all national speed limits should have. Well, when a national speed limit sign comes up, there's no limit. It's just whatever's comfortable, and then keep like 30s and stuff. Because the majority of time, a 30 mile an hour is there for not all the time.
It's in a residential area where there's kids around. Yeah, where it's a 20
populated.
Yeah.
Where basically what we're saying is where there has to be a speed limit, put one. Where it's sort of it's like, does this like really need to be like a 30 or a 40 past field?
See,
no.
People are more likely to obey the speed limits in like school and residential areas. Because they think, oh, it's only a 30 in this section, but when I go on the motorway or something, I can do whatever I want.
I can make that time back.
Yeah, you can make up whatever speed you want, and you can drive to how comfortable you want. And then you think, oh, it's fine. I'll only obey it here just because it's the only bit of speed limit I have.
Because you have to think like ages ago, like an example in this country, it's like when the first motorway was made, that was made with no speed limit, and apparently everything turned out relatively okay there.
All you got to do is look at the autobahn in Germany.
There's, funny enough, very, very rare occasions of people crashing because everyone's doing relatively the same speed.
Is it? Did they ever cap it, or is it literally you can drive as fast as you
can drive
want?
as fast as you want?
I think you can get arrested if it's reckless driving. Like if you're swerving in and out of
traffic. Obviously. But if you're saying a lane,
at your lane, at comfortable speed, you're fine. But most cars in Germany are limited to 155.
Yeah, that's another thing. Obviously, like you said, when motorways were first invented, there didn't need to be a speed limit because cars didn't reach it. Whereas nowadays, a lot of cars, they can go. Like, maybe instead of having a complete speed limiter, maybe cars just need to be limited to like 155.
Yeah, maybe they need to do what.
Who's realistically going to be needing to go 155?
No, you don't need to. But
if
you're limited to 155, everyone's going to go, oh, it's fine. If for whatever reason, if I wanted to, I can do 155.
Yeah, but the majority of people who own a car that can do 155 aren't going to be doing 155.
No, you look at pretty much everyone that drives a car, like they know that their car can do easily over 100. But not many people hit 100. Yeah. It's sort of like it's capable of it, yes, but it's not appropriate here.
It's the very rare times when you're actually in a rush to be somewhere that you'll go
when the road is clear.
A little bit of reckless driving to be like, okay, I need to be at this place. Say you got a doctor's appointment or something, or a dentist, and you can't be late, otherwise you're fined, aren't you?
But you're still responsible about it. You're not going extreme speed limits. You're just
you drive to the situation of the road.
Yeah, but maybe just a bit faster than usual.
Yeah, it's just the last I have to measure of it is like the one thing that, to me, sort of makes me just sort of go. There is a like obviously I can understand the idea of it, but why kind of thing is like they're trying to put it across as like everyone that speeds does it deliberately. It's like no, like sometimes you do gradually go like 5 or so mile an hour over the limit because
I sit in my car
because that's where you just sort of sit and you look like oh. I didn't know I'm going that quick. I may slow down a bit.
I sit in my car, and the amount of times I've joined like a dual carriageway or something, I sit at 70, and then sometimes you just sit there for a bit while you're on there, and you just look down to double check what you're doing. You think, oh, I've been sat at 80. I wonder how long I've been sat at 80. But I don't. You don't feel like you're out of control.
Yeah.
You feel in control of
you're
your car.
Allegedly, you've done that. You haven't actually done that.
No, so I drive the speed limit everywhere I go. I'm a very good driver. So I think if we wrap up there for that, it's
I think we should get a job at the government. National
speed limits
ministers
in residential and school areas.
Makes
Everything
sense.
else, fair game.
It needs to be just drive at what's responsible. And like the autobahn, if you're caught driving recklessly and abusing that system,
take your license away straight away. They're giving you the chance.
They've
for
given you
it,
the freedom.
so,
Don't abuse it.
Yeah. Right. On to a bit of lighter news from speed limiters on cars. Aston Martin. Oh no, they build DB9s. They're great, beautiful looking sports cars.
Mm-hmm.
To go with your beautiful looking Aston Martin,
Oh yes.
they offer a service now, and the way they've marketed it, they will build you a Tony Stark-esque garage.
Oh, I love that.
It's
That-
when I looked at it when they marketed it, I was like, yeah, that's one way to market something. So basically, what they're doing is, it doesn't even have to be an Aston Martin. It'll be any car you've got.
Mm-hmm.
So say you had, I don't know, a Mustang or something, and you wanted to build a
Your
garage
pride
around
and joy.
that. Your pride and joy of a car. They get well-renowned architects and contractors to come in, and they will build your very own personal Tony Stark garage. So say you had a old Mustang or an old Ford Escort or something, and you wanted that to be the centerpiece of your car, because it's a bit more of a retro car, they will design a retro garage for you. Whereas if you had something like a Vulcan or a Chiron, they'll make something more modern, a bit more flashy.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was
Do
amazing.
you know what I instantly think of? Aston Martin interiors are beautiful.
Oh
Aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah.
Imagine your garage is like an Aston Martin interior. Like it's gonna be beautiful.
Oh,
isn't
mate, I look when I read it, I thought that's gonna be amazing. They haven't actually given a price for anything, because it'll obviously be quoted to how you want it. But when I read it, I thought, yeah, that's one way to do things.
I think it's a very good idea as well.
Did you know what? And also, this is the name for it. They've launched it under Automotive Galleries and Layers.
Galleries, not
garage,
a
gallery. And I thought, yes, that is.
I think business-wise, that's a really good idea as well.
I think it's amazing. Because
'Cause
they're
you
not
can
going to
do
be doing all the work.
And you can do it as an add-on to when you buy a car, can't you?
Oh yeah, it's another service to be like, do you want the service plan? Do you also want a garage built for you?
Gallery.
Gallery. But come on, they didn't even have to do anything. They'll get paid for doing it, then they'll just pay the contractors and the architects to do all the work for them. It's just, oh yeah, I've got Aston Martin to do it for me, and Aston Martin just have to do all the logistics of everything.
Do you reckon they can build it so that it's like you can keep adding on to it the more cars you buy?
I
Because I wouldn't want a solid garage that can hold 2 cars if I had 2 cars. Cause
oh no,
I know I'm going to be buying more.
bet-
You
I
almost
bet
need
you
like little
could.
pods that you can just keep
if you can
adding on.
afford a garage like this and a car to go in it, I'm pretty sure you
It'll
can
be
afford a
made
lot
perfect.
more after that. So
Yeah.
I think that's great. When I read it, I thought yes.
Yes.
If only I had the money for it, yes.
And an Aston to put in it.
And then Aston to put in it, yeah. Well,
So when you guys do your first garage, Aston Martin, please, let us invite us around.
Room
to come
tour.
And have a little look, give our
Garage
little
room
review.
sorry, not garage.
Gallery.
Gallery.
I'm gonna call my garage the gallery.
Oh mate, just
The
imagine.
gallery of parts. and
Someone drives up
dodgy
to
workbench.
someone drives up to your house. It's like, oh, can I park in the garage? Sorry, what? You
That's
mean?
my
Oh, you mean the
gallery.
gallery? You want to park in the gallery? Maybe okay.
My gallery of rusty tools. Come on.
A broken workbench with one drawer that doesn't come out properly.
It's a gallery, It's a
the-
work of art. Right. Time for some new cars, and it's
Ooh.
Monterey. Oh, is it Monterey Car Week or is it somewhere else? It's a car week somewhere in America, so a lot has been released.
Ooh.
And this is the Aston Martin Valhalla.
What?
Yeah, I know, but you could see it's based on the Valkyrie,
Yeah.
so it's got some Valkyrie roots in it. Oh yeah, it's Monterey Car Week, but it's limited to 500 examples, costing around 1 million, with the old technology from Aston Martin, Red Bull Racing, Formula One team put into it.
I mean, that's always a win.
Does it mean you have to be Verstappen to drive it quickly?
Well, I mean, you can't be Gasly.
You've been promoted to Toro Rosso.
You've been promoted. Oh, that's a bit of a go for him.
Apart from that, carbon everything.
I
But
mean, look at that front splitter on it. Does that not remind you of a front wing off an F1 car? For video listeners, we'll put it in the video, but for audio listeners, the splitter comes down and it just goes off like the front wing of an F1 car.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
To me, it looks like a it's like they've tried to make a road example of LMP prototypes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Although prototypes won't be around for much longer.
But yeah, we don't really know much about it at the minute, but there's some good pictures if you're watching on
That
YouTube.
is
If you're listening.
carbon fibre.
I mean, I
There's
just
nothing wrong
advise you
with
to
that
look
much
at it.
carbon fibre, Jared.
Yeah, hello. I'm just sort of like, damn, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lovely car though.
Next is the Pininfarina Batista.
What?
Did they just look in the dictionary?
Right, we needed to name our car. What names have we got? That one. That's a long word.
Batista,
We'll do
we'll
that.
take it. 1,900
Well, someone just watching
horsepower.
WWE. Batista.
Let's call that car then.
Sorry, we'll carry on. What was it?
Yeah, 1,900 horsepower, all electric. Only going to be 150 of them. $2.6 million.
Oh.
Yeah.
Only the small price.
Of course, only for the best. 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds, which is ridiculous.
Hello, hyperspeed.
And then
Yeah.
120 kilowatt battery, and each wheel has its own motor, as you'd expect. So this thing is going to fucking launch.
It's going to launch off the line. I mean, you're going to be sat there, and that thing's already going to be at the finish line.
The Batista's going to be on its way.
I mean, if you're Dave Batista yourself, do you at least buy it because it's in your name?
Oh, he doesn't buy it. They've got to give him one,
Oh,
surely.
they've named it after.
Do you reckon they
him,
have to get
at
copyright for that?
least. Probably.
And the top speed of 217.
But I do like them rear lights in that, though. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
what I was going to
Nice.
mention. Like the way
Look
that
mad.
the rear lights have sort of been integrated into
It's
being
almost like the
a
Vulcan,
wing.
innit?
It's part of the aero package, isn't
Yeah.
it, really?
It's like they designed it like, right, we've got a race car. We didn't want a race car. We wanted to go on a ride.
Lights here, then?
Let's just
Yeah,
add a
put the
bit here.
lights on the wings.
Literally, you can tell what he's done there is he's built the aero package up to it, and he's like, and then when they come up to it and said it needs to be a road car, I can add more aero into it now.
Can I just add a little bit more? The interior as well is it's a madness.
I don't like
It's
how the seats
crazy.
are different
Yeah,
colours.
So much stitching, screens. It's all
I
the
do love the
loads and
racing.
loads of bells and whistles.
The racing steering wheel like set up on all these like cars. It's just I love it. Just something about it.
It
I
just
love
looks
it.
straight out of a video game, doesn't it?
It does. Come on, you can't tell me when you go back to that interior. Doesn't look like someone's set up at home for like when they just play Forza or something.
Yeah, someone's like
Racing wheel.
sim
Racing wheel with 2 monitors and everything.
But no, I like the look of it.
No, it looks good.
And next we have the Bugatti Cento Daichi, I think it's called.
Italian
What-
words
what are you
after
saying,
Italian
Jared?
The scent.
The centre.
The Bugatti scent.
That sick Bugatti
It
car,
means
bro.
110 in Italian. There's
I
only
said it
going
was
to be
Italian words.
there's only going to be 10 of these at 9 million, and it's Bugatti's most powerful car with 1,600 horsepower.
Jeez.
Not electric because Bugatti are they're
Hybrid
nice.
at least? Or...
Probably not.
I'm not sure.
It's
I think
Bugatti.
Nah, that's true though.
W12, you know, as they normally do,
Yeah.
because it's Bugatti's 110th anniversary, and obviously the EB110, as you can see by the little scoops on the side, they resemble it. 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. 8 litre. Oh no, 8 litre W16 engine. Sorry, not W12.
Nice.
And 186, like 0 to 186 miles an hour in 13.1 seconds.
Jesus Christ. That's the speed some cars do 0 to 60.
It's ridiculous.
Jesus.
To 186 in 13 seconds. 13.
I'd like to say, like, space was it's very impressive, but I have got a question with the styling. Why do they keep having to have a tunnel in the front of it?
No, just a little one.
Like ever since the Veyron's come out, it's like, yeah, let's just put a tunnel right in the front of it.
Yeah, almost like a horseshoe, innit?
Mm.
Top speed of 236. But I saw a comment on Instagram, and it might be the most factual comment I've ever seen in my life.
In Instagram.
And it said that this new Bugatti is basically an Asian Chiron.
Oh, I see it now.
And it is, isn't it?
I see it now.
Is.
Oh God, no!
It's like we just went. We've got the Chiron, but at the same time, the EB110 holes.
Could you just imagine they unveil the car and then there's one guy there. They're like, "Look at this! It looks amazing. It looks like an Asian Chiron, mate." And everyone's just ruined.
I do have to say the one thing that for me that I always said as a thing for Bugatti is the way they set their exhaust up. Why is it so tame? Like, why can't you just
it is a bit spicy.
Jared's going to go into the Bugatti office and be like, "Guys, come on. You're
I
looking
want
really
some
good here.
fancy exhaust."
What are you doing?"
Exactly.
I want a fat exhaust. I want to be flames coming out of it and
No,
everything.
you know the way that they set it up in the past, like they would have quad exhaust, but it's all in one circle coming out of like the boot or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have that at the moment with Senna, with McLaren Sennas and everything. Go back to the last podcast if you want to learn a bit about that, but you know.
Do you not think it's a bit like, you know, GTA when they make hypercars, they just kind of mix some stuff together, add some crazy aero.
It does look it.
It does, doesn't it? Looks straight out of GTA.
I guarantee they went to the owners of GTA and be like,
make us a car and then we'll make it in real life.
Can we nick that design right there, please, mate? Yeah, oh, sweet, cheers.
Where did you get the inspiration from that from? Well, we had a cheer on and we just thought we'd Asian it a bit.
And put a little bit of an essence of EB110 on the side.
Because then, you know, that's why we can only sell 10 of them at 9 million each.
Only a bit of profit.
I'd just love to know the resale value of them, like after they sell.
Ridiculous.
200 grand.
I want to know.
200 grand.
200 grand.
Jesus
Probably
Christ.
odd depreciation.
That's more than a bloody i8, isn't it?
Yeah, well, would you want that or an i8?
I mean, everything's going electric.
No, keep burning petrol.
Who's getting hold of these though? There's only 10 of them. And as much as I appreciate people who collect
Arab
cars,
sheikhs.
I really want this to go to some people who like don't just leave the car in the garage. There's only 10 of them.
Well, they're all going to go to Saudi Arabia and Dubai, really, because they're the only people who've got the money to splash it like that.
Yeah.
So,
And the odd occasion in like where they've come over and only to drive around the rich parts of London.
Just do a loop around Harrods.
Going around, was it Knightsbridge and everything?
So Connor, out of the 3 of these new cars, which one would you have?
I'm gonna, just cause, I don't know.
It's hard, isn't it?
I went to
They're
go,
all
just
kinda
because of
on the
this, and I was
same
like,
level.
I don't know anymore.
And do you know what? I think I might go for the Pininfarina.
Would you?
Because I think the interior is crazy, the exterior is crazy. I think it looks really nice, and also the performance. I know it's electric, but that just means it's going to be crazy. And
I think I made my decision now.
yeah,
Because, just because it's old school fossil fuel, I'm gonna have to go with the Bugatti,
yeah, with the W16.
the W16 engine. Jared?
I'd personally go for the Aston Martin.
Oh,
nice.
we're all split. I think we're just
It's
going to have to
because-
test drive them at the end of the
it's
day,
because, like,
really.
Go on a little rally, one of us in each of them.
Because it's just sort of the look of it. I like the fact that it looks like just a little LMP1 prototype, just sort of like
Got road legal.
Yeah.
Road legal prototype of an LMP1 car.
yeah.
I
What
do
more
see
could
it.
you want in life?
Nah, it looks nice.
I think maybe we do need to do a rally then.
If only we had the cars. It's sort of lacking a bit there.
And also me needing a license, but
That's just
Oh, yeah,
technicalities.
I'm sure they'll lend a new Aston Martin to you with no years
You
driving
didn't have to
experience.
say that, for God's sake. We was nearly in the door.
Me and Connor will
Was
happily
we?
drive the.
Was we?
Connor, you up for driving it though?
Yeah, I'm very happy.
I'll get myself in the front.
So, right.
Jared with his head poking out the front. Don't have my license yet, but it's on its way.
Jared sitting in the front pretending to be the engine as well.
Maybe they'll all reach out and be like, "We do a road trip, but you
What the
three have
fuck
to
is-
sit in the fronts for the whole road trip."
I'm down still, I'll do it. Just to be in it, for God's
I'll
sake.
happily lay in a Bugatti front for a whole road trip.
Oh, God. Right. Car debate.
Carter Bay.
Jack, what are we doing? What are we doing for car
V8
debate?
Coupes from 2008.
Right. I got Mercedes C-Class AMG. Jealous yet?
I'm gonna say no.
I can't. What? Look at that thing. Look
I'm
at
not gonna
it.
lie. I love the new C63s. Don't get me wrong, but that version, I don't really like the front. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll give you in that picture. It looks bad, but go to that one. The black rims, all blacked out.
What are the little fog lights on the front bumper?
Hater.
I love C63s, and I like the side, the back. It's just that front bumper
Right.
and the interior. I mean, it's an old car, so fair enough, it's a bit dated, but it just looks so basic.
And you're not going to tell me that the BMW and the Audi aren't going to be basic like
The
every other
radio-
BMW and Audi.
The radio looks like it came out of Renault Scenic.
You should love that. You're a Renault fanboy. What are you on about?
Only good Renaults.
Right, so it's got 450 brake horsepower. That's 50 less than the newer one now. German car, 155 miles per hour. 4-litre V8. It's got 7-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. If you was going to buy one of these when they first came out, it is just shy of 60 grand. And if you want to buy one now, it's 13.5 basically. And it's got basically LED headlamps, heads-up display, reverse camera, aircon, full leather interior, electronic stability control, cornering systems, and adaptive dampening systems. So yeah, it's got
Just a couple bells and whistles.
got a few toys on her for an old 2008 Mercedes. So yeah,
And it's got the window buttons from a VW Polo. They are on there.
I wasn't going to mention it, but yeah, they
No,
do.
it's-
Nothing wrong with sharing cars. Sharing is
Not at
caring
all.
nowadays.
What is it? The MX-5 has the door handles from a DB9. Well, or the other way around. The DB9 has it from the MX-5. Yeah.
Either one. Right, Jared, what have you got?
A good-looking car.
I've got the Audi A4 RS4 from between 2005 to 2008, so within 2010. Yeah, don't really find much of it for it. It's a sort of it's like it's got a 4.2 litre V8 and it's obviously a quattro. So what else do you expect from an Audi?
Always going to be, yeah.
Brand new, you're looking between 50 to 60,000. Second hand, you're looking between 7 and 13,000 at best.
Lower the old depreciation going on there.
414 horsepower, 6-speed manual, 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds, limited to 155 like most German cars.
What was your 0 to 60?
4.7.
What's yours?
4.4.
Yeah, because BMW's 5.1.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a
Yeah.
slug off the line.
Apart from that, I couldn't find much about it really.
I mean, it's not even a good looking car in my opinion.
I don't know.
See, the front looks alright, the
No.
back doesn't.
Does that not remind you of like the Chrysler trying to be a Bentley?
No,
What? How do you not
It
see it? It's so
doesn't.
boxy. Oh no,
I like boxy cars.
I can't do it.
Connor's not a fan.
I'm not, honestly. That car is probably. I'm gonna have to go in my top 10 ugliest cars.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with little quattro vents.
Even with the Quattro vents, it just reminds me too much of the Chrysler Bentley wannabe, or Rolls Royce wannabe, or whatever it is. I just hate it.
Right, now for the best looking car. The BMW M3 from 2008. Has a V8 like the rest. 414 brake horsepower. Exactly the same as the Audi. Manual, 6-speed. Or you can have it in automatic. 0 to 60 in 5.1, which is poor. Starting new at around 50k. Now you can pick them up from between 10 and 20k, depending on like what you want. Which I mean, they've still held a bit of their value. And it has all their M Sport touches, you know, like leather seats, sat nav, all the bells and whistles. I think it looks beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
I do have to admit, out of all three, BMW definitely looks the best. But I just can't get over that 0 to 60 speed, 5.1 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
What is going on with that thing, for God's sake?
I expected more, but no, I think it looks the best out of three.
Oh yeah, exterior
Doesn't
definitely.
quite perform the best out of three.
No, but it's got a typical BMW interior as well. I mean,
nothing
so-
special.
No, nothing special about it. But
And most
Definitely
likely
best
the
looking.
same typical
Would you say it
reliability.
was brake horsepower was?
414.
So exactly the same as the Audi.
Yeah.
Connor's definitely got us on performance.
Definitely won that on. I think I've
Mm.
won performance easily, but
by miles.
I'm gonna say BMW for looks, then Mercedes on looks, and then Audi. I'm sorry, I just can't get over how the Audi just looks. No.
What do you reckon, Jared?
To be honest with you, I am gonna have to go against Audi. It's not the best looking out of the other two, but mine's just going to pretty much be the same order as Connor's, the BMW, and then the Mercedes. Because the Audi, it performs well, but it's like they tried to do something different with the back and the front, and it don't really match too
It's
well.
like they got
The
two
back's
different
really
designers.
aggressive, isn't it, compared to the front?
So they got two different
Yeah, it's like
designs, right? You design the back and then meet in the middle. Okay.
It's like the front looks a bit like they took inspiration from the TT.
Yeah.
Then at the back it's like, just make something new.
It doesn't mesh
Right.
well, does it?
No.
Whereas the BMW, it just looks sleek and it all works together. It's got your typical BMW front with the mustache grille thing.
Which I really need to get away
I just
from.
don't like it. I don't like that part of it. But then when you look at the back of it, it just all flows and it all looks really nice.
What if it was just based on front ends? Because I would go BMW, Audi, then Mercedes.
If it was
'cause
just
the Mercedes front end just really doesn't do it for me. That generation just seems so basic.
I'll
compared
probably have to
to-
agree with you. It doesn't
Yeah.
have the best front end out of all, but I do
I've-
like the look of the Mercedes still.
Yeah, overall, I would be the same. BMW,
Yeah.
Mercedes, Audi.
Yeah, but I don't know. But then when you look at the rear of the BMW, just look at it. It sort of makes up for a mustache front grille. But
Do you know if the Audi interior is anything special? Because none of these, I would say, are that
No,
stick out that much.
I wouldn't say like an Audi interior from that period would be anything special.
Mhm.
I mean, they're all 2008
Mm.
sports cars at the end of the day. They're not going
It
to look
wouldn't be
great for
anything.
nowadays, are they? They're 11 years old, so
It wouldn't be anything impressive.
no.
It's just
But-
trying to find exact pictures of that generation of Audi is so difficult to find. And
Oh,
same
yeah.
with like trying to find the information from like the different years as well, because it all sort of varies a bit.
Oh,
so
it
I
all
think,
meshes
like,
into one. You're like, oh crap.
I'm just like, what do I go for?
Yeah, what if you had to? The age-old question is, if you had to go and buy one tomorrow, what would it be?
What would it be?
Probably the BMW. I'm gonna have to switch up on the Mercedes, like I did last time. But I'm gonna have to switch up on the Mercedes and probably have to go for the BMW.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it's not the best performance starting car, I mean, well, 5.1 off the 0 to 60 speed. I don't quite get how they've messed that bit up so much.
Yeah.
And it's got the same brake horse as the Audi.
But if you had to live with one,
If you had to live with one, easily it's going to be the BMW just because it looks the best. So.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think BMW is the one I would go and buy
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but I just can't.
Yeah.
And then I think Audi's going to have to be last because it just looks ugly. Like I say, it looks like the boxy Chrysler.
Yeah,
Chrysler?
I can kind of see what you're saying.
I just can't get over it, so. Nah, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's definitely going to have to be BMW. Mercedes just because of the performance, even though the front end looks a bit iffy.
It looks like a block of cheese.
It's just a carved out block of cheese, but carved smoothly, not aggressively. And you know,
God's sake, I just made that.
now you're only gonna ever see it as a block of cheese.
I'm going to see one going down the road opposite me and be like, oh, a block of
What's
cheese.
a block of cheese?
What's a block of cheese, that is? No,
But I don't know why, but I feel like these cars are almost like a little bit hidden. Like you don't see many of them around, especially that generation C63. I haven't seen many, and the RS4. Like
Yeah, I've probably
And
only
looking
seen like
online.
one or two of these RS4s with like this with the specific like 4.2 V8. Because
And
most of the time you've got something like an
looking
inline
online, they still hold their value. They're like majority of them are over like 10k. Like all three of the cars.
Mm.
So
Stop me
they
if
must
I'm
be
wrong,
doing
but
something right.
wasn't when all these cars were coming out, it was like we're sort of going through an economic repression.
We were
I'm
2008.
gonna say, so
Think
most
so.
of these weren't going to be sold because no one had the money to buy them at the end of the
back in
day.
2000.
So,
Mm.
no, but I'm a bit sad about that because imagine if quite a few of these sold, obviously, because when they was in production, you could pick up a car looking like that BMW for probably quite cheap,
Mm.
especially for that. I mean, it ain't got great performance, but it just looks lovely. Just imagine if they did make more of them, like what the
Yeah.
price of them would actually be.
Yeah, if they mass produced them.
They'd be under 10 grand, I reckon.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But I would say that these 3 cars, I would class them as rare now. I wouldn't say they're like proper rare classics, but I would say that they are rare cars, especially that C63.
Just because most of them didn't sell.
Yeah,
I'd say-
so
yeah,
you don't really see many.
I tend
of
to
them.
agree with you. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, car debate. I think we've come to the conclusion.
BMW won on looks, basically.
Yeah.
Then Mercedes, just because Mercedes engineering with
Yeah.
the performance of the car.
AMG.
The Audi is just more of
Meh.
It's just an
it's-
Audi.
It's solid, but it's meh. Compared to the other
it
two.
works, but
Needs a
during
bit
that
more spark.
generation, it is sort of
No,
bland.
it's ugly. It's ugly. Let's just put it out there, as Frank. It's ugly.
Yeah.
No, so that's another win to you, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a
I'm
second.
still yet to win.
Oh, is that right?
If you put decent cars, maybe you'd be all right.
Maybe Jared needs to sort out the next week's car debate, and we'll see
Do I?
if that's his first win.
Right, so if we just have a quick recap, car news: Aston Martin doing some fantastic things with garages. EU and UK being stupid with some car speed limiters in cars.
We had a
Yeah.
little bit of politics, suggesting our solutions to problems.
All getting very political.
Don't have them.
Only gets into politics when it goes about cars. That's it.
Yeah, anything else we just laugh at Boris.
Yeah, and then new cars, obviously. All split on them as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
I think the only thing we ever really agreed on too much was car debate.
yeah, being the best looking.
Alright, so I think it's a good place to end it now.
To wrap it up,
Yeah.
If you want to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, you can DM us anything you want to see on the podcast, and we'll be putting up when the podcast actually goes live, any updates about the podcast, and that is Instagram or Twitter at Carweekpodcast on both.
Yeah, on both of them.
And then if you're listening on audio and you want to see what we look like, go on YouTube, Carweekpodcast again,
See our ugly face,
and you'll see the video version of the podcast.
which includes all the pictures about what we can see, so what we're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, you'll be able to see all the cars because we had it all in there. And if you're listening on whatever podcast, iTunes, whatever
Spotify.
platform you're on, rate us, comment,
Slap a nice
subscribe
rating.
to everything. And if you're on YouTube, like, a comment, subscribe. Really helps us grow and everything.
It does. It helps
Yeah.
spread it.
All right, thanks for watching. I've been Connor.
I'm Jared.
I'm Jack. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.